Morning, what happened? Getting there.
Morning, how are you?
Good, man. How are you? Just clicking around. Clicking around. What's today bringing you?
I'll be right back.
Yeah. We got a bulk. We got a bulk on one side. It's okay. He'll be back. Blaze. Morning, Blaze is a busy Blaze. Well, guys, good morning. We are here with Daily Dads. We're live all over the place right now. We're live on Facebook, so welcome. We're live in two places. Where are we? We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch right now, where our live chat is going on. So if you want to join the live chat, we're there. And what else? We're two places on X, two places on Instagram. My goodness, all over the place. Good morning, Dylan Ray Turner.
Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Awesome. How are you?
Hey, go Bills.
Go Bills.
Are they playing tonight? I wasn't aware.
Yep, they're playing tonight.
Nice. Who are they playing?
I have no idea. Great question.
We'll have to find that out. We'll find it out so we can follow up with you next time. But good morning, Robbie. Good morning, David. Good morning, Dylan. We're all here. Blaze, your weekend. You had a busy weekend.
Oh yeah, it was busy weekend. My daughter had her birthday party on Saturday. And then yesterday my son went to a birthday party, trying to get my steps in, and then grocery store and church and getting ready for the week. It was I don't even think I had to work very hard to get my 10,000 steps a day.
Oh, nice.
Morning, Ian. Morning, David. Morning, MP.
All over the place today. That's great. Bills, Jaguars. Robbie's on top of it. He knows what's going on. How do you feel with the Jaguars? Anything? How do we feel?
Trevor Lawrence, I want to say they're 0-2. And then Robbie just added me on. So I don't even know if I can name a player besides Trevor Lawrence on their team. If there is any Jag fans in here, I apologize. I think they probably aren't happy with their season. Thus, man, I'm just so bad for Trevor Lawrence. Started with toxic at the beginning of the year of his career. But we'll see together.
All right. Well, we got the Jaguars. They're 0-2 right now. They're 0-2. So we'll see what happens for you guys. I was on to look for what the where we're sitting with anything at all. Mac Jones is down there right now. Oh, Travis Etienne, right? Is he over there right now also?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That sounds right.
Oh, Evan Engram is down there. Wow, what a name from the past feels like right now. Anyone else that I know that I can look at? Tank Bigsby, just an amazing name. Ronald Darby. Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, good luck tonight.
Oh, thanks, man. And I know you had an eventful weekend. You have a bison staying with you right now. You went roller skating, or DM roller skating?
Yeah, Lauren is always great at planning all kinds of things. And Lauren planned for us to go to free roller skating over at Brooklyn Bridge Park, which is pretty amazing because you're like basically skating. So in the winter, they have ice skating. They have like a roller rink all set up here. And so you're like basically skating right next to the Brooklyn Bridge. The view of everything is right there. It's kind of one of those special times that makes you appreciate, living in New York. So Lauren always does a good job of finding those opportunities. We brought one of Sloan's friends. And I think we're at the moment right now where I think we have to lean on all of their parents and families to like take our kids and help them connect. And I'm not great at that, but Lauren's always good at that too. So we were able to take one of Sloan's friends, and then her dad came and kind of joined things. But it was an eventful day. It was cool.
That's awesome.
We're happy. Yeah.
Gratitude, where are you at today?
Gratitude. My gratitude. Oh, you know what? This morning, got up at our usual time over here and went to the gym. And then I know Josh was staying on my couch, and I let Josh know. I was like, Josh, when you leave and you're ready to go, you walk past my gym, I'll pop out. And we had a nice walk over to the Brooklyn Bridge, a little sunrise right there. It was it was a nice thing to see and just kind of spend some time. And I feel like that feeling of being able to connect with somebody in the community, walking, talking, really kind of feeling things out for the day. It was a grateful moment. I'm grateful for that moment versus just that larger kind of, feeling today. So, and also, I actually had a really special call this morning with our friend Robbie, talking about a few things that he really wants to get started. And he's such a special guy. So I told him, I said, I'm going to give you a call. And this is what I told him. I said, I felt less vulnerable just giving you a voice call. And I felt more vulnerable just giving you a FaceTime call. And I felt like I wanted to chase the vulnerability. So we called and we talked for a while as I walked this morning on FaceTime. So it was a lot of connection this morning, all before 8 a.m.
That's awesome. And as everybody might know, I'm a very selfish person. So I hope that your conversation involved tweaks. And if it didn't, that's okay too. But I just wanted to throw my hopefulness out there.
Did you jump into a tweak stream? Is that what you're doing?
Robbie gifted me a tweak a couple months ago. I get on the Discord a couple times a week. They do this poker night, I think once a week. And I did that last week and that was fun. And I always want to be part of projects that have great founders, and Robbie's a great guy. So, and he's a great founder, and that's where my mind goes with that. My desire was to be more. I went in the Discord one time and I posted, I was like, I'm going to be here more often. And then I wasn't. And I've been having a hard time balancing all that. And I'm giving myself a little bit of grace. Not going to force myself right now, but I will definitely be in there more. But I know the poker nights are definitely pretty fun. That's what I hear. So we'll see how it goes. I don't think we've ever shilled a project on here, but I know that Twisted Tweaks has a mint coming up in October, which I want to say is I want to say it's like $5 a tweak. If I got that wrong, Robbie, let me know, but that's coming up. So I think it's ETH. So I might, throw some ETH in there, or I might even have like $5 or $10. And I might mint another one. So there you go.
Did you just hit someone?
Crash, boom.
Something you ran over something. Yeah, I would love to know more. I feel like we should give Robbie this stage one day to talk more about the tweaks. I think that would be a really cool thing.
Perfect.
And I'll end that with remember, guys, lead with love. That's the message we want to do.
Love it.
Got some great gratitude here in the chat, been sharing it, just working down from the bottom. David, thank you so much. Morning connection with an old Columbus music friend. Is that Columbus, like Columbia Music Group? Or is that like Columbus? Let us know. I'm kind of curious what that is. Robbie showing some love for our conversation this morning. Definitely a good one, getting some clarity on some things that he was sharing with me. Yeah, the waterfront in Brooklyn is a pretty special spot. I think it's tough. Living in New York, you kind of like, man, it always feels like it's easier to live somewhere else, or could be. Then you have these moments that are always feeling so special. MP always here, kind of throwing in. I wonder what coffee he has this morning. He's always sharing his coffee. But his son came into his room last night after he went to bed to say thank you and how much fun he had at his party. Oh, it's awesome. A kid would not share gratitude unless you were showing him how to share gratitude. So you are a great dad. That is amazing. Good stuff, guys. Can I ask a thing? I wanted to ask, I was thinking about, I always want to leave some space for Columbus, Ohio. We see David, thanks. Just vulnerability. If anyone's having a hard time, just any vulnerability about dads, anything you're just having a hard time connecting with, would love to just kind of prop that up. If you have any questions for us to kind of work through, I think it would be always good. Just a good reminder. I always want to come back to that. But sorry, Liz, I cut you off.
I was just gonna say, I love a good fact check. Robbie's not the founder, but he's very involved. So I just wanted to highlight that. And then Mint is opening back up 10/7, and been around since 10/21. So there you go. Love that gratitude. Gratitude for me is, I feel like I keep going back to the step challenge. I think that's okay.
Yeah, totally.
So I stepped on the scale today and like, it's been a little bit lower. And I'm like, I wonder, like, could just getting more steps a day contribute to my overall health? And it's like, yeah, absolutely. And so I looked at my average steps for the past couple of months, and like June, my average step count was like 7,500. It was 8,500 in July. August, it started going up to close to 9,000, and now I'm set to hopefully average 10,000 steps a day this month. And I just think about like compounding interest, how, okay, now I'm stepping more, so then I'm trying to drink more water, I'm trying to eat more healthily because I'm focusing on steps and being healthy. And I just think like how great that is. So I think that's where my gratitude is today, along with I needed like 1,000 more steps last night, so I went on a walk with my 6-year-old, and he's really into like ninjas right now. So he was like walking into people's yards. It's dark out at like 9 o'clock or 8:30 now, and he was like walking into people's yards and being a ninja, hiding behind their like trees and flowers and stuff. And I just, like the cutest, funniest things, because like that's a short window where he's going to enjoy pretending to be a ninja and being. He's like, Dad, there's one thing you really need to know about ninjas. And I'm like, what's that? And he's like, they're sneaky. So you got to be really sneaky. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I get it. So I kept pretending I couldn't see him because he was sneaking.
Is that is how special is that playtime right now? I think I'm reminded often about, making sure we take advantage of those moments where they want to play with us. I get kind of sad thinking about like we don't have. There's something I hear some people say like I'm not gonna get this complete. I'm not gonna butcher it, but I'm not gonna get complete. Is that we know our kids as kids for only a short period of time versus how much we're gonna know them as adults. So it is taking that moment to like pretend you can't see your kid. I think is so important and special.
Love it.
Good job getting it there. Are you doing any Notorious Ninja stuff for him?
The what stuff?
Notorious Ninja, V-Friend stuff.
Oh, no, I don't think he knows about the Notorious Ninja. He's a big. I'm trying to think. He likes the dinosaurs, but maybe it's an opportunity this week now to introduce him to the Notorious Ninja.
That'd be cool. And the dinosaurs are cool too, though. So, and you can't see them.
Yeah,
they're pretty incognito.
Or Rob was talking about fusing characters the other day. Maybe we need to fuse the I keep thinking of the Driven Dragon. What are the dinosaurs' names? The translucent T-Rex, and then there's another one.
Truculent T-Rex.
Maybe one of them can merge with the ninja. So yeah, did you get to read today?
I did get to read today. Can I make space for something really quickly? I know we're like 14 minutes in right now because I did ask for it and I thought it was definitely good. Before I click on this, we see it on the couch right now. Anything you're feeling a little bit vulnerable with right now or today at all with the kiddos as a dad?
Yes. Overall, it was a good weekend. And I think my yelling's gone down significantly. But I think still like a big trigger for me is like when I spend 30, 40 minutes making a dinner and my kids won't even try it. So I made they're really good with pasta with just sauce, but I really wanted to make meat sauce last night because I really want them to start being more comfortable with that texture and getting that added protein to the rigatoni noodles and the sauce. And so I made that yesterday and the boys did great. And I'm like, okay, Tamil, it's time to sit down and eat, sweetheart. And she's like, before she even tasted it, she's like, I hate this. This is disgusting. And that was a big trigger for me where I'm like, just eat 3 or 4 noodles. And if that's not good, I'll make you peanut butters. Or somebody told me if your kids don't want to eat your dinner, just make them butter and bread, which I'm fine with. And I didn't think it was too much of me to ask of her to eat 3 or 4 pieces of rigatoni. And it ended up with her not even barely taking a bite, spitting it out, saying that's disgusting, saying she hated it. And then she got up and wanted to run to her room. And then I yelled at her to sit down and finish her noodles. And then she yelled at me and ran up to her room. So it was not the best way to end the Sunday. And we made up afterwards and we're fine. So I think for me, just really figuring out how to manage my energy better in these situations. That's where I'm at.
Well, I love that you're aware of the energy, and knowing kind of where you want to change it. You said you ended it. Was there anything, were there words shared that you kind of ended it with, or was it an apology, or was it a next step kind of thing?
So I went and I apologized for her for yelling, but then I talked about how we need to try new foods. You're 8 years old. Like, we can't eat just 3 different things. And I also talked about like she went to a friend's house a year or 2 ago and they made something similar and she refused to eat it. And I'm like, Demille, you're going to go to people's houses and they're going to make you different foods. And it's really important that we try these different foods. Even if we like, if you don't like it, that's fine. But we at least have to give it like, an honest try. And I'm trying to talk to her about mindset because like before she even sat down, she's like, I hate this. This is disgusting. And I'm like, well, now that you think that way and that's your mindset, like it's
Right.
not. So, I mean, but she's also 8 and I'm 30 something. So I'm 36 or 37, one of those ages. So trying to figure it out or being more thoughtful with that.
I feel the same way right now with my oldest, with Sloan. I think it would be a great conversation. I have a reason for sharing the vulnerabilities right now. I do want to share one. I'll be short with it for a second because I want to get to what was shared on the couch right now. But I remember there was a time where I was asking a great friend, one of Lauren's old colleagues actually, about how dads can help dads. And really it was just like how anybody could help anybody, how friends could help anybody. But one thing in particular about, I think, being vulnerable and kind of sharing and all those kind of things, one thing that he ended up sharing, and you guys can go back and listen to this, is actually one of the VeeDads podcasts because he's a great dad and he has a lot of things to share there. But, he was like the best way that you can actually, support a friend or support someone else and you can help them out is by asking for support yourself. And I think in that case, like also sharing vulnerability. And I was thinking about it recently. A big thing is like, that connection, right? I think with VeeDads, it's always like confidence and health, mindset, and connection. So I think if we're not connecting, I think it really misses a big part of that mission that we'd like to kind of bring here. Before I get over here to the couch, I did want to share, one vulnerability, which is not a hard one to share, but one I need to really stay accountable to is, I feel like with my business right now, I'm not doing as well as I can. And coming out of the summer is always a hard time because it's like a slower time for nutrition and, all things, wanting to get coaches to help you with stuff like that. So I feel as if I'm not being as deliberate and as targeted as they should be to be giving the girls the life that they deserve right now. So my vulnerability is I'm not being the best business owner for my family at the moment. And that's my vulnerability at the moment. So I'm going to keep working on that. And I feel like it's sometimes a hard thing to share, when I feel like I'm not showing up for myself. I'm definitely not showing up for my family the way that they need to. But anyway, I want to share that because I did want to share that David over here was just sharing some vulnerability about him talking to another dad that is having a tough moment with his oldest adult daughter. He finished a tough divorce and his girls are still unpacking their feelings. It might be too much for this chat. And first of all, nothing is going to be too much for this chat. I'd love to make sure. I know that we do try and finish in like 30 minutes sometimes. So the only thing would be our ability to kind of dive deep. But bringing these things up, I think, is huge because, David in particular, and as I look through the chat now, through the couch comments, couch doesn't sound appropriate now for what we're talking about. But when Craig and also Robbie, they're kind of talking about divorce, and like we do have a lot of dads that have gone through divorce right now. And I want to make sure that, we bring some light to those things too. But there's going to be certain things that we talk about in any of these, daily gratitudes that are going to be incredibly important to kind of connect these things in there. So keep sharing them, please, because we'd love to bring it up. Because even, with Blaze sharing, like I'm having a hard time teaching my daughter how to stay open-minded around food and getting her to eat differently, like that will connect with something else in the book too. So thank you so much. And if anything, it will give us even more to talk about during Blaze's amazing spaces that Wednesdays right now, right? Wednesdays, Blaze?
Yep, Wednesdays, 2:30. We didn't do last week. Just didn't happen. So, but I'm trying to be consistent. Don't get married to that time though, because I have to start teaching clinical 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. coming up soon. So I might shift to Tuesdays or Thursdays, but more to come. It's just, I really, because these times are so quick and they are jam-packed with an agenda. And so I love having those spaces just for more like open conversation. But I think that, you know, going back to like what you were talking about, I always butcher this, but it's mindset, connection, and what else?
Mind and health.
And health. Because I know we always talk about roundtables, and I think it would be great to do a roundtable about parenting and divorce. And I'm sure that some people can share some lesson learns, either their own parents' perspective from that perspective, or
Keep talking.
somebody going through it themselves. I'm getting ready to teach mental health again, behavioral health for nursing students in a couple of weeks. And I've been trying to find a good video on depression and suicide that will resonate with my students and add a different perspective for them. And one of the individuals who was in this film that I'm trying to get my students to watch, he was talking about when he was dealing with abuse as a child, he would always write down with different things that happened in his life, remember how this made you feel, remember how this made you feel, remember how this made you feel. And he wanted to do that for the perspective because he knew that he was going to be a father one day, and he wanted to remember these moments so that he could protect, guide, push his future kids in a certain direction and remember that moment. So I thought that was like super powerful. And again, that just goes back to like, I think because I know that we really want to do a parent dad roundtable on like single dads. We want to do one on divorce, and I'm sure there's a couple of other things that we could think of. Dylan shared right here, divorce child right here. So I'm sure that you have like some nuggets and knowledge and wisdom and pieces of advice that you could share for some of these people.
Yeah, I would, even if we just have to start doing it, right? I was talking with Robbie this morning about, Robbie was so clear. He's like, look, I'm not a planner. I'm just a doer. And so I think sometimes like, it's like, let's just do it. Let's leave that spot open and be like, hey, you know what? 2:30 Wednesdays, let's get, if anyone's a divorced parent or has any, divorces as a child, let us know. That would be a cool discussion just to bring people up. One thing, this might sound so juvenile right now, but whenever we're talking about feelings, because I really see what's going on, and then let's make sure we get to the meditation with the last 7 minutes we have. I always bring this book up in my mind, okay? And I love talking about it. But this is a book, and I know when we're talking about like divorce and older kids and whatever else, but I've always loved this book. And I think because it's the message that I end up seeing, because it really is a good reminder that, we can do as much as we really want to, help someone through what's going on and like give them solutions. But sometimes when you get through this book, you'll kind of, I would recommend, like, this is the book I would buy for almost any kid because I just love it that much. But The Rabbit Listened, it really just the message at the end of like just being there for someone and letting them unpack their own feelings and making sure they just feel supported. It really is this, and I love it. So like even, when I was, David, when you were kind of talking, I was thinking like how special it would be just to make sure that like your friends, girls, as they unpack their feelings, like we can't do so much until they're ready and vulnerable to share their feelings. And so I've always loved this. I always just come back to this message. I think it's just so special. But that's what I wanted to say. All right, let's make sure we get to the meditation. Anything? I didn't really connect with this meditation so much today, to be completely honest with you, just because I feel like anyone that is showing up right here, I don't know, that we're above this challenge. Thoughts today, please. Thoughts today on this meditation.
So my daughter is going from like not like being a great reader to being like an avid reader. Like she's mowing down like 3 books a week, and I found out she's very gamified. And I guess at school right now they get like certain ribbons under their name on this like bulletin board for every book they read or something like that. I don't know, but she's like her mom, where she like, on a scale of like 0 to 10 on how competitive I am, I'm probably like a 6 or a 7, whereas my wife's at an 11. And I think that my daughter's inheriting that, which is great. Competitiveness, I think, is really important. So she's just like mowing through these books. But then my son is getting more interested in reading, and oh no. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, what just happened?
Oh, my car turned off. I'm not driving. I'm just parked. And so my son's studying ancient Egypt in school right now. So he keeps talking about he's really into gems. Like if I had to guess right now, I think he might be a geologist or gemologist. I don't know. Or maybe just play Dungeons and Dragons. Who knows? But so he's really into like gems, and he loves ancient Egypt because it has like treasures and pyramids and all this stuff. But he keeps calling it like I can't even say it. I'll have to record him. He calls it ancient Egypt, or like he instead of a G, he's like adding like a C or a K in there. But it's just like so funny. And I think like Ryan Holiday's like, don't make fun of them. Like, yeah, from what I got from is like guide them in the right direction. But like, you know, I think that like reading aloud and mispronouncing things, like don't make fun of people about it. Like encourage them. Like, yeah, be bold, be a bold bat, and puff your chest out. And if you mispronounce it, that's fine. Just learning to move on. So, that's what I took from today's meditation.
Yeah, and if Blaze is talking directly to it right now, and if you didn't know, September 23rd in the Daily Dad, Ryan Holiday, it's entitled "Never Make Fun of Them for This," and it's talking here. I think he highlights Harry Truman. Harry Truman was not able to pronounce certain words when he was younger, and then I think someone in his house made fun of him or something like that. Ryan Holiday ends this whole thing with the last sentence here is encourage it. And if you want to fix the problem, start by expanding your own vocabulary. So I think what he's really saying is like, why are you going to like make fun of your own kids if they can't pronounce something? Or it's not just pronouncing. Like obviously the message here is like anything they can't do, we're not going to make fun of them. If you are here, whoever you are, on the couch, in whatever chat, whatever platform you're watching us on right now, if you're here, you're a great individual and you care about parenting. I don't think that many of you are probably out there making fun of your kid for, I love your water bottle. I've been using that water bottle a ton lately. You're not out there making fun of your kid. And I don't think that, like, I'm definitely not out there making fun of my kid. But I think what I did want to take away from this, because I'm always looking for something, is more of like, where are we possibly bullying our kids? That was a message that I was trying to take away from this. And like, I also read something recently, I know we're almost at time, about like our kids' first bully is never going to be in school. Our kids' first bully is probably always going to be us. And we have to be really aware and careful about how we kind of do those things. Like one thing in particular, my oldest daughter has a hard time not chewing with her mouth closed. And like I have this, I just have an issue with hearing someone chew. And so it's something like chew with your mouth closed. Like, why can't you chew with your like mouth closed? And so when she's eating, I almost feel like I'm a bully in the way of like, chew with your mouth closed. Like, why can't you do that? And it's almost like playing on like that fine line of like, be really careful with what you say, or she's going to hate you when she's eating food and all these kind of things too. So I think about like how I can expand not my vocabulary here with what the message is today, but I can definitely expand my patience. I can expand my vocabulary of how I ask her to chew with her mouth closed. I can maybe understand why she's not chewing with her mouth closed all the time. But that was my takeaway. I was trying to take away something, and that was it. So
I love that. Not to change the subject. I'm still learning settings on here, and so I think I just accidentally hid some people's comments. And if I did that, I'm really sorry. And I'm learning and trying to be 1% better or more every day.
You did good, man. You're still playing around. We can definitely play around one day and see all the new fun stuff. There is so much on StreamYard. The only thing I don't like about StreamYard is that you can't see any messages from an Instagram. You can't see messages from other platforms, but you can see them obviously. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But it's been good. So thanks, Dom, wherever you are, for pushing me to open up StreamYard. It's good. All right. Well, hey, we are at time right now. Always trying to keep us to 30 minutes so we can just inspire and move on with the day. Any last words?
I'm just trying to think where I might even like pick on my kids a little bit. So I always try to think like, okay, I think the opposite of making fun of someone is being encouraging. So I'm thinking about where could I even encourage my kids even more? So where can you encourage your kids is this takeaway that I would take today. But regardless, may your mugs stay filled with coffee and your hearts with gratitude. Unless you don't drink coffee, maybe drink tea. I don't know. But
Dom doesn't drink coffee. Dom drinks whatever energy drinks he drinks. He just drinks those.
Celsius.
Yeah. Oh, also, I always try to remember this, and I'm looking at my notes. I have like my notes, like I have like reminders. I never use them. If you guys need to get inspired to move your body a different way, please go check out BroFit's live workout every morning. If you can't do it now, get inspired to do it later. But just take some of his energy wherever you guys are. But we love you. And Blaze already said it. Coffee, gratitude, mugs, full. Okay, guys, we love you.
Good day, everybody. Monday.